Greetings, chess friends. Today, two chess puzzles which look simple, and you're going to think you solve them immediately, but they are quite challenging, and I'll remind you to look for your opponent's resources today. That's what we're training. The moment that I turn it on, you're going to think this is easy. I got this, Chris. Let me show you what I mean. Black to move and win here. Now, I know you think you've solved this puzzle, but the lesson here is really going to be your opponent's resources. Again, reading your mind through your computer or phone here, you are already saying, Chris, this is easy. Queen takes g3, h-pawn can't take. If f takes, that's checkmate. If rook takes, it's going to be checkmate again. Check. And that would be true. However, when queen takes, my question to you, the viewer, is what is white really going to do? You have to try to find the best moves for your opponent. Otherwise, you're just guessing wrong. You're just hoping for the best. And you're not actually putting up the best resistance, and you're going to be constantly surprised when you play strong players. Here, white needs to respond. Queen takes d5, and they would. What would you play here? Moving the king is very, very dangerous. In fact, just plain losing. The only move, rook takes queen. But then what? Let's look. Rook takes queen. If f-pawn takes, let's try to solve this puzzle. Easy to see if rook takes, that rook takes rook is winning a full rook. Black is up a rook. We don't have to go any further than that. But if f-pawn takes, there is a beautiful poetic finish to this one. You might be thinking f2 or rook takes rook, but those of you with a keen eye for tactics spotted rook takes h2, a brilliant move which forces checkmate. King takes h2 is the only legal move, and then of course rook h5, and that is checkmate. Thanks to the pawn for guarding g2, the rook does all the work, even guarding the corner square. Let's go back to the beginning. A beautiful puzzle, and every student I've showed this to immediately thinks, I got this. And of course, queen takes g3 is the right move. But the real nice part about this, again, is that you need to be training to find your opponent's best resources. Don't be lazy about this calculation and say, oh yeah, they're just going to walk into my perfect plan and trap. It's just not so easy in chess, and you have to be honest with yourself. Queen g3, queen d5, but black still comes out on top. Here, the only sensible move, again, is f takes, and rook takes h2 wins the game. Let's move to the next puzzle. Here, black to move and win. Again, seems easy. And again, you'd be right with your first thoughts, which, if I'm reading your mind correctly, rook, check on a1 when the king moves up to h2, then you're thinking our queen flies in, and there has to be checkmate. Doesn't there? What would you do next? King is coming out here to g3, very dangerous, of course. Let's dive in. Rook a1 check, the only move. You don't want to block with your queen. Queen g1, and everyone would get here and you would be correct. But what next? How to continue this attack? Seems like a simple position, but very, very interesting and nice finish coming here. Okay, you probably did find the move rook a3 check, which, because our queen guards these two squares on the second rank, that's going to force the king forward to the fourth rank, or there's another move, rook d3. Let's cover that one after. When the king moves forward, here, there's actually one really good move, and it's not easy to find. You don't want to play a move like g5. Tempting, but you are probably actually the one getting checkmated after captures or even just king to h5. This king is actually very exposed. One of the big advantages to black in this game is the safety of our king. In other words, we have more than just one move at a time where the other team can take over the initiative and check us. We have at least a move to set it up. And here we're going to use that move to play queen h2. Queen h2, which is threatening checkmate. When you're in this type of position and you just can't find a good check, there's no good check. What do? I want to attack. Look for a threat of checkmate. Somehow that simple idea is easy to overlook. But checkmate on g3. So what is white going to do? You have to try to find the best resources. Queen f2. And now Another wrinkle in this complicated puzzle. Rook takes h3. What a move. Taking advantage of the pin here along the second rank. If g takes h3, then we take the queen and very nearly checkmate again. Wow. Not quite over, but after king g4 here, obviously black is doing well. f5 probably would put the finishing touches on this game. Be careful with h5 as the king starts to slide forward, so f5. And in this case, white has to give the rook, and we even keep the initiative after they take. It's black to move again. So, wow, that's a nice one. Wait a minute, Chris. What if after queen h2, white plays rook d3, blocking the threat of checkmate? Let's take a look. Rook takes rook, the most forcing move. Queen takes f4. Very scary situation. The only legal move again is g4. Be careful here. You don't want to let the king slip back to safety. For example, a move like queen g5 gets the king even probably safer. But queen f2 forces only one move, queen g3, and then a really nice move here, pawn g5. Tempting is queen f6, but after g5, it's not quite over, although black is winning. But g5, king h5 is the only move. Queen takes queen for free, and is that a stalemate? No, it's not. h4 is legal, and queen takes h4 is checkmate. Black wins. No other way to defend this checkmate. Let's rewind and see if the king goes to g4. Pretty similar. Queen h2, again, the threat of checkmate is very powerful. Queen f2, and again, very similar, f5. Actually, they're just the same moves in a different order. If the king were to go to h4, hopefully now you can spot rook takes, and this is actually checkmate. If captures the rook, queen takes f2, that's checkmate on the side of the board. So a really nice example here. And let's finish this off in style with the last variation here. You need to be thorough when you calculate and when you solve puzzles and when you play chess in general. So let's be thorough here because our opponent is always looking for the best moves for themselves. Here, rook d3, and this move is spectacular. If you waited around to the end of this video, I commend you, and you're going to be rewarded with the beautiful next move, queen d4. Wow, cross pin here, a rare tactic, but this rook is pinned left, right, and center. If you capture on a3, you lose your queen. Any other move, and black is taking you. This game is over. Notice our queen perfectly safe here. I have shown this position here to strong players, 1800 perhaps, and this move almost a complete blind spot. Every other move was suggested, but this move, a complete blind spot. Our eyes don't like this because the rook appears to be guarding that square, but your brain has to override that and really think critically about what's happening in the chess game. So really hope these two puzzles help you a little bit. Remember to really look for your opponent's resources, as well as pretty entertaining. Give your friends this one and they'll tell you, I got this puzzle, it's easy. Same with this one. Give your friends these puzzles and they're going to tell you, easy, rook a1, queen g1, maybe even rook a3. But then what? That's when the real work begins. Everyone sees those moves. And when you start getting into the real details, you find some beautiful tactics like this one, or rook takes h3. That was another nice idea. So complicated puzzle, although looks simple on the surface. Hope that was fun for everybody. And we'll get back to making more chess content, videos, history, and puzzles. If you like this, drop a comment, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Thanks again.